Hey everyone, today we're diving into a skill that is, no joke, one of the most critical things for your career: communication. And I don't just mean talking, I mean really connecting with people, getting your ideas across, and making sure that what you meant to say is what people are actually hearing. So let's get into it. You know that feeling, right? You've picked your words so perfectly, you've laid out your argument, but the look on the other person's face tells you they heard something completely different. It's frustrating, and it happens to all of us. But here's a wild thought. What if the words you're working so hard on are actually the least important part of the whole conversation? Get this. A whopping 70% of any given message is understood not by the words you use, but by your body language, your tone of voice, all those nonverbal signals. That's right, the things you aren't saying are often way louder than the things you are. Learning to control this silent language, that's not just a nice little skill to have, it's a genuine career superpower. All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're putting together a full toolkit. First up, we'll tackle the unspoken message. Then, we'll get into the rules of engagement for the workplace. After that, we'll cover the art of tact, super important for those tricky conversations. And we'll wrap it all up with finding your voice, so you can really advocate for yourself. So let's jump right into part one, the unspoken message. This is all about learning to read the room and understanding the signals that everyone is sending all the time without ever saying a single word. So let's break this down. Think of verbal communication like an email or a memo. It's direct, it's usually pretty clear, and there's a record of it. Nonverbal communication, on the other hand, that's more like the vibe in the room. It's subtle, it's way more open to interpretation, and man, if you're not paying attention, it's so easy to get the wrong idea. And you know, nonverbal communication is like a whole orchestra of signals. It's not just about body language or what the experts call kinesics. It's also your tone of voice, your vocalics. Just think about the huge difference between saying great job and great job. It's proximics, like how close you stand to someone. It's even chronemics, which is how you use time. Showing up 5 minutes early sends a totally different message than showing up 10 minutes late. Literally everything, right down to your clothes, is communicating something. We are constantly broadcasting information. Okay, so now that we get the how of communication, let's talk about the where. That brings us to section 2, the rules of engagement. Because where you work, the channel you decide to use, is honestly just as important as the message you're sending. Every single workplace is basically running on 2 different communication networks at the same time. You've got the formal one, that's the official chain of command, the reports, the HR memos. It's reliable, sure, but it can be slow. And then you've got the informal channel. We all know it as the grapevine. And the grapevine is fast, it's unpredictable, and it just happens because, well, people like to talk. And a perfect example of this is the classic gossip chain. It's so simple, right? One person tells a few people something interesting. Then each of those people tells a few more people. Before you know it, the information has spread like wildfire across the entire company. It's a really powerful force, and you've got to be aware of it. Okay, so we've got the unspoken messages, we know about the different channels, but what happens when the message you have to deliver is, well, difficult? That's where section 3 comes in, the art of tact. This is all about learning to speak the truth, but with grace. Man, this quote from Lao Tzu just hits the nail on the head. It's so easy when someone is being difficult, or maybe even a little unfair, for our gut reaction to be emotional. But tact is the discipline to take a breath and respond with thought and professionalism. It protects the relationship, and honestly, it makes you look a whole lot better. Now, a lot of people get this wrong. Tact is not about avoiding the truth or just being nice. It's the skill of being honest while also being smart about the other person's feelings. It's what lets you give tough feedback or share sensitive news without completely blowing up a relationship. And the good news is, you can absolutely learn to be more tactful. It starts with the basics. Create the right environment, pick the right time. Obviously, choose your words carefully, pay attention to your own body language. And this last one is the big one. Never react emotionally. If you're heated, give yourself time to cool down first. Always. So here's a classic technique you've probably heard of, the feedback sandwich. It's pretty straightforward. You start with something positive and genuine to set a good tone. Then you deliver the constructive feedback clearly, and you wrap it up with another supportive, positive comment so the person can walk away feeling motivated, not defeated. Just a little warning, don't overuse this, or people will start to cringe every time you give them a compliment. All right, all of this has been leading up to our final and maybe our most important section, finding your voice. This is about taking all of these tools and putting them to work for you, advocating for yourself and getting what you need to do your best work. Let's be real, this is a big one. So many of us don't ask for help because we're worried we'll look like we don't know what we're doing or that we're just trying to pawn off our work. But here's the thing. Not asking for help is one of the fastest ways to get burned out and miss your deadlines. So what's the playbook for asking for help the right way? First, build up some goodwill. Be the person who is always willing to help others out. Second, do your homework. Always try to figure it out on your own first. When you do ask, be specific. Don't just say, I'm stuck. Say, I'm trying to do this specific thing and I keep getting this error message. And while you're getting help, pay attention and learn. And here's a final pro tip. Ask for the help quietly, but praise your helper publicly. So, if we boil it all down, here's the main takeaway. Good communication isn't some vague, fluffy, soft skill. It's an active, practical toolkit. These are real strategies you can use every single day to build better relationships at work, handle tough situations, and really, truly take control of your own career. So I want to leave you with one final thought, a little challenge. Thinking about everything we've talked about, from reading body language to using the feedback sandwich, what is one conversation, just one, that you can make better this week? Thanks for tuning in.